From Boys Over Flowers to Legend of the Blue Sea, Lee Min-ho has ruled the screen for years, making fangirls swoon worldwide. But after his most anticipated drama, When the Stars Gossip, did not quite live up to sky-high expectations, many questioned if his golden era was quietly fading into the past or if it was just a temporary phase. Known as the king of romance of the K-drama world, Lee Min-ho has been mesmerizing audiences with his undeniable chemistry with female co-stars and acting that captivates fans worldwide. With an unbeatable track record, every drama Lee Min-ho touched turned to gold, and a flop was never on the news. Until now. As the first ever space romance K-drama by Netflix, When the Stars Gossip was expected to be a game-changer. With a staggering budget of 50 billion won, which is approximately 34 million US dollars, it ranked among the most expensive K-dramas ever made. According to the director of the drama, from casting to final filming, the drama took nearly 5 years to complete, with post-production alone stretching over 18 months. He even noted that within the same time frame, they could have produced at least 3 standard K-dramas, highlighting just how ambitious and carefully created this production truly was. Talking a little about the drama's story, Lee Min-ho takes on the role of Joong-ki, a skilled gynecologist who finds fulfillment in his work, but not in his love life. Orphaned at birth, he was raised by his late mother's 3 best friends, whom he lovingly considers his own mothers. Despite his professional success, his romantic relationships feel more like strategic decisions than heartfelt connections. He begins dating the wealthy daughter of the MZ Group owner, not out of love, but because he believes she is the best match he can attain. To win her father's approval, he agrees to an unusual request, embarking on a secret mission in space. As a space tourist, Joong-ki encounters Eve Kim, portrayed by Gong Hyo-jin, a Korean-American astronaut commanding her first mission at the space station. Fiercely disciplined and deeply committed to her role, she knows that in space, even the smallest mistake can have deadly consequences. Honestly, When the Stars Gossip had all the makings of a hit, an ambitious concept, a star-studded cast, and a massive production budget years in the making. Anticipation was high, with many believing that Lee Min-ho's undeniable screen presence would carry the series to success. However, when it finally aired, the reception was far from what fans and industry insiders had expected. Instead of a groundbreaking hit, the drama was met with underwhelming reviews and disappointing viewership, failing to live up to its sky-high expectations. Viewers were quick to criticize its lack of chemistry between the leads. The biggest surprise, however, was seeing Lee Min-ho struggle to connect with his co-star, a stark contrast to his reputation as someone who could spark chemistry with a tree if needed. For an actor known for effortlessly sweeping audiences off their feet, this felt totally out of character. Netizens took to social media to express their disbelief, with many questioning whether Lee Min-ho was simply working with a weak script, or was he miscast from the start. Some also defended his performance, believing he did the best he could with the material, while others argued that something about his portrayal felt off, leaving his character feeling flat and lacking depth. While K-dramas often start slow and build momentum over time, there are also those rare gems that grip audiences from the very first scene. Even when the chemistry between leads falls flat, a strong storyline can still win over viewers. In fact, When the Stars Gossip seemed to have all the right ingredients, including an intriguing premise, a high-budget production, and beloved actors making a comeback. So, what could possibly go wrong, right? Well, as it turns out, everything comes down to the writing. You can have A-list actors, stunning sets, and top-tier cinematography, but if the story isn't woven together properly, the entire production falls apart. And if we look at the track record of successful K-dramas, one thing is clear: the story is king. Even the most cliché plots can shine when backed by solid writing, and strong character development is what makes on-screen chemistry feel natural. A romance drama set in space had the potential to be unique and refreshing. But what ultimately dragged When the Stars Gossip down was its messy, inconsistent storytelling, or as fans called it, chaotic storytelling, paired with the complete lack of chemistry between the leads. Scenes meant to be romantic fell unintentionally comedic, while moments intended to be funny landed awkwardly and flat. Due to this flaw, the drama managed to create weak audience engagement. Viewers quickly lost interest and didn't bother sticking around in hopes that the plot would improve. And in the K-drama industry, keeping the audience hooked is everything. A significant portion of viewers dropped the drama after just the first 2 episodes, with ratings plummeting at an alarming rate. By episode 7, the viewership had crashed to a shocking 1.8%, a disastrous number for such a big-budget drama. This marked the first time in 6 years that a TVN weekend drama had fallen into the 1% range, the last being Ji Chang-wook's Melting Me Softly, another sci-fi themed K-drama that failed to connect with audiences. This huge drop in ratings not only showed just how disappointed audiences were, but also brought up discussions about the challenges K-drama writers face when tackling science fiction. While romance, fantasy, and historical dramas continue to be fan favorites, sci-fi remains an area where K-dramas struggle to find their footing. In this case, When the Stars Gossip had all the right elements to succeed, but weak storytelling and poor execution turned it into a flop, and once again proved that even with a star-studded cast and a massive budget, a K-drama can't succeed without a strong and engaging story. For an actor like Lee Min-ho, whose name once guaranteed soaring ratings, experiencing a drama that didn't perform well was almost never heard before. Not just in South Korea, but internationally too. When the Stars Gossip failed to generate the usual buzz. However, critics had already begun to question whether he still held the title of K-drama's romance king. Some argue that the issue lies in K-dramas changing drastically. What captivated audiences a decade ago doesn't necessarily work today. If Lee Min-ho wants to maintain his reign as the king of K-drama, he needs to adapt to current trends and choose projects that resonate with modern audiences. The industry is no longer what it used to be as fan expectations have grown, and a famous name alone isn't enough to guarantee success. Today, strong storytelling, layered characters, and fresh performances are what truly make a drama stand out. Particularly, this is why shows like Lovely Runner and Mr. Plankton became fan favorites because of their originality. If you ask longtime K-drama fans about their first drama, chances are the answer will be either Boys Over Flowers or Legend of the Blue Sea. Both feature Lee Min-ho as the lead, which is clear proof of his massive influence on the industry and the undeniable grip he has on fans for years. But after watching Where the Stars Gossip, fans couldn't decide whether his roles had become overly predictable or if he was trying to play it too safe. Some even argued that despite his massive fan base, he wasn't evolving as an actor. So, in a rapidly changing K-drama landscape, the real question is how exactly can Lee Min-ho reclaim his throne? Lee Min-ho has consistently proven himself as one of the finest actors in the K-drama industry. His performance in Pachinko received widespread praise, showcasing his talent beyond the typical romance dramas he's known for. However, many believe that if he wants to reclaim his position at the top, he needs a strong comeback, one that challenges him as an actor. A well-crafted, compelling drama could be the turning point in his career, just as Vincenzo was for Joong-ki. Once facing a career slump, Joong-ki turned things around with Vincenzo, which became a massive global hit and is now considered one of his most iconic roles. Fans think that Lee Min-ho needs a similarly impactful project to remind audiences why he was once the undisputed king of K-dramas. Furthermore, the industry has changed, and if we're being real, audiences aren't as easily swayed by a handsome face and a big-budget production anymore. Fans want depth, originality, and storytelling that actually sticks. And while no one is denying Lee Min-ho's charisma, the truth is, his recent roles ended up being a little too predictable. The chairball heir, the powerful ruler, the mysterious figure. It's a formula that worked before, but now? Not so much. Even top actors have adapted to this shift, taking on complex, layered roles that keep the audience hooked. Just take a look at recent hits like The Glory, Reborn Rich, and Moving. They are proof that strong writing and fresh narratives are what really matter. In the end, fans are waiting for Lee Min-ho to break free from the charming chairball mold and take on something daring like a dark anti-hero, a mind-bending psychological thriller, or maybe even a spine-chilling horror role. His global fame is still intact, but his star power alone won't keep him at the top forever. And here's the cold, harsh truth. The K-drama world is now overflowing with fresh, fearless talent. New generation actors are stealing the spotlight, taking risks, and bringing something new to the table. If Lee Min-ho wants to stay ahead, he needs to step up his game. Because in this industry, evolution isn't optional. It's survival. And that's a wrap. What do you think? Is Lee Min-ho's career slowing down? Or is this just a short break before a big comeback? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.